So, I think we're starting this off a little bit with some muted mics action. Do I hear you? Do you hear
Oh,
me?
you hear me and I hear
There
you.
we go. All right. So, what were you just saying there? I know you had a great intro for this, for us just starting off as people are tuning in. What's good?
So I was just saying that I'm excited to actually kick this thing off, the way that we should be kicking it off. But most of all, to have you here with us, because man, let me tell you, things are happening, I guess you can say, over in crypto land. But it's been interesting, and you're always the guy that not only reassures me that things are going to be okay, but kind of points me in the right direction. So excited to have you join.
Um, Pointing in the right direction. I think you have definitely kept me grounded and pointed in the right direction. And, you know, you obviously, everyone tuning in and seeing you need no introduction. You are everywhere. I love running into you. We hang out at different events. We were just together last weekend in Seattle for DePIN Day, and it's awesome to be on stream with you. And to be honest with you, I think there's a bunch of people that know us both that are probably going to be asking and messaging, why hasn't this happened sooner?
I know
So,
it's kind of weird to even think about, right? Like at the end of the day, like this, we've talked about it for so long, but it's just never come to fruition. I guess um, the time wasn't right. Let's just say the time wasn't right. Is that fair?
yeah, I think so. But now we can do whatever, explore the markets, explore some tech, get
No, more than
degenetized,
that, like
everything.
we
I mean,
we we
just
get to actually have conversations and figure out what do people want to hear. Because at the end of the day, like, dude, I can talk about you. If you want to talk about AI, I got you down. DePIN, RWAs. I mean, you name it. It doesn't really matter. Mining, DeFi. I just want to know what people actually want to hear about because that's the most important thing. And I guess my goal in this whole stream is actually to make it not only entertaining, but to ensure that people understand that there's more than one way to skin a cat, right? Like there's
yeah.
more than one thing that you can actually do with the stream. And if I can cater this stream to the people that are listening in, the people that are watching, please let us know what you want to hear about. Let us know what it is that you guys want to, learn about because we have a lot of resources. That's why we're here on Genzios because we got over 50 people working at this organization that can provide us with a ton of resources. So whatever it may be that you guys are into, we are just happy to be able to share that kind of information. But I'd love to kick things off with the blood that's been in the market because people are just freaking out about this one. Before I say what I think, what's your take on this one?
I think last night everyone was just throwing their hands up in the air, kind of like, you know what? I need to just step away, not look at the charts, not look at my portfolio, a little bit scratching their head. I think there was this, I think people felt a little conflicted when Trump got elected and the whole time from November to now, markets were pumping, things were looking good, lots of positive actions, pro crypto actions. And then there
I mean,
was some
action is always
tariffs.
positive. Let's be serious.
Yeah. but then but then you have tariffs and different discussions, let's just say, with other countries. And I think then that had a little bit of a reversal on markets and crypto. And we've seen a little bit of a bounce back right now. Actually, a pretty significant, about 5K on Bitcoin, 4 or 5K on Bitcoin. But yeah, I mean, look, when you zoom out on cycles, it's not uncommon for things to drop 20% before maybe they pump up even higher. So I'm
Yeah.
still bullish long term.
That's the thing that people don't understand, and I do want to share one little graphic that I promised Aaron I would share because I think this is definitely worthwhile taking a look at. Just because people get so down when things kind of dump or crash. I mean, yes, it was the biggest liquidation we've seen in crypto ever, but still, that's people over leveraging and wanting to lose their shirts just because. But if you like kind of zoom out and take a look at what's happened in the past, it's pretty normal for you to have 30% corrections, and that's kind of what we had. This is the last cycle, so we're looking at between 2016 and 2018. Look at how many times we saw Bitcoin pull back during a bull, right? Like people are, oh, it's over. People are going to say it's over a lot. So just get ready for it. That's what your 2025 is going to look like. It's people crying, saying, oh, no, I can't, I don't have any more money. I'm broke. And then you're going to have all of us kind of putting tweets out there going, hey, guys, things are on sale. Make sure you buy it now. Not financial advice ever, but we just got to put things into perspective, right? People always talking about zooming out. But don't zoom out all the way. Sometimes you just got to take a little snapshot of what happened last cycle so you can understand where we're actually at. That is the most important thing, is understanding where we're at in comparison to where we've been. That if you kind of take a look at what's happened in the past, it kind of gives you, kind of inclination of what you can expect this time around. Not saying that we're here to predict the future, but we've seen this time and time again. Last cycle, we saw it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. And yet here we are crying about it again, for no good reason, in my opinion, right? I mean, things do come and go. It's just how cycles work. And hopefully y'all are in it for the ride. What do you think,
I
Scott?
mean, look, if this is the opportunity where if you have dry powder, you have some cash on the side, you're taking advantage
I'm glad you explained what dry powder was.
You're taking advantage of these dips. I think it's important to look at, if you're bullish long term, you're obviously, don't put in money you're not, that you need to pay your bills. Don't leverage your mortgage, things like that. But you can
That was me last
DCA in.
cycle. It's okay, I made money.
But you can DCA in on these dips. That's the best part. You see it drop. Like, I looked across the board and saw 20, 25, 30% drops on some of my conviction plays. And that's the time. Just add to the bags and see what happens. But
Sorry, I might have rubbed salt in the wound last night. I was like, hey, did you see how this coin is down to like 30 cents?
No, but I mean, it was, and I know what you're talking about. It was mid 30s, but I think right now up in the 40s already. So, I mean, even then it's gone back up a few percent. So still would have still been up on the dip.
All right, so here's the deal with this stream, man. We owe nobody anything. So if you want to go ahead and tell everybody how much you love Flux, that's okay. If you want to wear that prop base hat, I'm okay with it too. Ultimately, it's not about being a sellout. It's just a matter of making sure people are getting the information that they deserve. You know what I mean?
No, yeah. I mean, full disclosure, yes, you mentioned Flux, love Flux. Great opportunity to pick up. And to be honest with you, with all the news that they've had recently and released and announced, I'm surprised that we saw that dip, or that much of a dip in the price. So to me, it's just like, it's an easy buy. I mean, you have them working with NVIDIA as a partner, like actual partner. So there's going to, well, before in the Inception program, I think you had more just like access to some stuff, but they're official partners where they're going to have business push their way. And working directly with NVIDIA is, I mean, that's no easy feat. This is something, it's not like this has been in the works for a long time. So hats off to Davey and Dan and the whole team at Flux. I expect big things. And, despite people who always look at price and always want to say, oh, this or that, really, if you have a conviction play and you're looking at the structure of some of these projects, they're companies. They're building tech for the future. Well, for now and for the future. They're not going anywhere. It's not cash grab sort of mentality with, say, meme coins, where it's more of like a culture thing and they pump up and they dump. There's actual company and product services behind this. So when you're looking for long-term plays, this is what I factor into my traditional portfolio and, add to it when I can.
Yeah, I love being able to say this whenever I get a chance. You got two ways of raising a token price: either real value or speculation. And speculation is that thing that comes and goes, but value is the one that you can actually rely on to, drive a product during the bull market. Like, that's really where I stand on this. So yeah, I mean, I love Flux, dude. I love what Davey and Dan have been working on. It's been pretty phenomenal to be part of a lot of stuff. Not only cypherpunk events and things that they put together, but just like getting to know them as people. Like I say this a lot, but a lot of it boils down to really good people in the space, right? Like your hat with prop base, dude. Kev is the man. Like, big reason why I like prop base is who's running it, like who's actually setting the tone, who's involved. I think that goes a long way, and people forget that.
Well, I was impressed with everything that he was doing way before meeting him. And I'll be honest, I slept on getting in very early. But as I saw what he was doing and what they were, accomplishing, then I aped in. A lot later than everyone else, but still doing good. And then meeting him in Singapore with you was awesome, and it just furthered my conviction because of his dedication and quality person he is, and love meeting up at these events and conferences with project leaders like that have so much to offer and that are really putting their heart in it. So yeah, I can't wait to see where it goes. And looking at price right now, I want to say that I had aped in around this price before, and it had shot up like 4 or 5x from here to its all-time high. So let's see if that does that again, and it might be something worth checking out if you guys haven't.
All right, so there's a reason why I'm wearing this shirt. Let me see if I can get this guy on right now. Are you ready to have a fun conversation, Scott?
Oh, great. Let's see what's going on, action.
Well,
I was throwing curveballs in here.
What do you mean?
Let's do
It's
it.
a
Come
free
on.
Ross shirt. Who do you think is coming on?
Bring some on.
Wait. No. I was just told that he's not going to be able to join us today.
Are you doing that? What's that skit that one of the late night hosts does? Jimmy Kimmel
that's Matt Damon. Sorry, we're out of time for Matt Damon.
That's gonna be the new one here.
The running jokes. Dude, one day I'm just gonna oh, by the way, Ross is here.
Oh man.
I love that the chat's slightly delayed just so I can read the reactions to what's going on before we actually see. I love it.
But you bring up a good point. We should actually at some point here have some of these founders join us, have some of these significant people in the space join us. We both know a lot of people, and also at Genzio, a lot of great clients, a lot of great people that you and everyone have worked with, and it'd be cool to find out that alpha, drop it here, bring some news, have some fun.
Yeah.
So,
and I was thinking about doing this as a pre-recorded show, but then we can't see people laughing in Spanish, right? As we're talking about things. So it's pretty important for us to be able to actually do things live. So people know that we're actually listening to, the comments and chats of people that are actually joining us in different platforms, but as well as collaborate. Because ultimately, that's what I love about the space is the access, right? It's being able to have that experience with people to where we're not just talking to a screen, but we actually get to engage, even Yeezy over here is this is great. I mean, he fixed his spelling afterwards, but dude, if this guy's watching us, everybody else is.
Well, I think the thing that I love, and one thing I want to do more that I know I've done some in the past with streaming, but is really with the comments, with everyone who's watching, like you said, we want to know what everyone else wants to hear about. Want to talk about what you guys want to talk about with you. And I think that's the most thing is I think a lot of people lose touch with everyone out there who's just trying to make it, just trying to find some good plays, hear some info. And there's a lot out there. I mean, you go on X or you go on Twitter and the feed is junked up. You don't know who's sharing real P&Ls from their trades, who's really putting out proper contracts for say memes or low market caps, and there's bad info going around, people getting hacked even on real projects. So hopefully we could answer some questions, have some fun, and all do good.
And I know that you've never streamed before, but this is the point in the show that we actually stop and go, by the way, guys, this is your opportunity to go ahead and share this stream. Make sure you're liking it. It doesn't matter what platform you're watching it on. The likes do go a long way. And if you stick around to the end, there's going to be a very, very special surprise. The surprise is I'm going to ask people to leave a comment after the stream is over, by the way. So don't get too excited.
All right. I've already seen in the comments somebody had said 90% of P&Ls are fake, and I completely agree with that. And I was in a space yesterday, and someone was like, "You see, everyone posts the P&Ls, but when it was red yesterday, where was everyone posting where they got wrecked? There was over 2 billion in liquidations in a day. Where were I was usually giving you Solana when I win big, and I showed you I made $1 million last week, but I got wrecked, and here I lost 300K. I don't see those.
Here you go. Here's one.
Oh, you're gonna show me
figures.
Oh, you lost what? You
I
lost.
said I lost 6 figures.
Wait a minute. You only. God, this is so
Okay,
lame.
well, you're right. I
You
did not
only
lose
lose if you
anything.
sold. You only
I
lose if
didn't
you
sell anything.
sell.
I'm good. I'm good. I did not sell, so I'm okay. I didn't
So your
actually lose it.
so your unrealized gains are not gains at the moment. They're
Bingo. There it is.
unrealized possible losses, but regardless, it's unrealized. And
Yeah, the smile is just to, kind of cover up the pain.
well, I actually think that besides you saying a little bit kind of BS and covering up the pain, is that, you know, like you said, you look back at the cycle and you see these, that you're not here just for another day, another
Yeah.
week. You're here. This is what you do. You're vested in crypto. You believe in it. And that bag, whether it's neutral or at an unrealized loss, is going to be in gains. Now, whether or not at the right time in the cycle you take profits is a whole nother story. And I'm sure we'll have a great conversation in the future about
Oh boy.
taking profits, scaling out, not letting emotions run too strong when you're trying to do that. So
Yeah, nobody ever goes broke taking profits. You know what I mean? And ultimately, you're right. I'm still up, right? Like it's okay. Like I'm not like crying over spilled milk here, but dude, it still hurts.
no, I'm not going to lie. Like I looked at the portfolio and I just see that a large amount down. I'm like, God, it's just, it doesn't feel good to see when you see your number really up and then you see it like, you're like, ooh, down a lot. But look, we're here for a bit. Don't get shaken out. That's what, big money wants to happen. Just hold on. I know people say it's early. I really do believe in the grand scheme of things with adoption. It is, if you're dealing with, some of these mid or larger caps in Bitcoin. If you're playing around in the degen world, that seems to be getting real rough lately. Like the lifespan and the pump and dumps on some of these tokens and how big they're getting. The lifespan's getting shorter. I think every day for the last week, there's been another meme coin that probably pumped up to 100, 200 million and then back down to like 5-ish. It's been crazy.
I think that's what's taken away from like ETH dominance, to be honest with you, is a lot of these meme coins and everything else that's been going on in the markets, right? So if you take a look at the Bitcoin dominance chart recently, Bitcoin is sitting at a pretty 60%, which is pretty impressive. But ETH is back down to 10%, while all of the other coins are at 29%. Again, a lot of liquidity definitely left ETH to go to the meme coin casino over on Solana. And I think that's why some of these numbers look the way they do.
Well, I think with going over to Solana, I think a lot got triggered right before the inauguration with Trump coin and then Melania token or coin or whatever. And I think that's where we saw Solana in a few days pump is almost to 300. So everything got sucked out, went to that. But if you look at Solana in the last 24 hours, it was down under 200. It's 206 roughly right now. So that was a significant drop from just where we were a week or two ago. And not to get too deep into like the Trump Melania meme tokens, but I think there'd be a little bit of a different situation if there wasn't a Melania token and it was just the Trump token. I think the price of that token as well as Solana probably would be a little bit higher even with the market down here. Not saying it wouldn't have been affected, but I just don't think we would have seen Solana dip under 200. I feel it kind of got cannibalized a bit.
But can you really go deep into meme coins? I thought they're pretty shallow.
Well, I mean, yes and no. You could get deep into meme coins on the ones that I feel that are transitioning now out of meme coins. And there's a couple that, now are making their way into the RWA sector, which is nice.
All right. Let me ask you this. We got some questions coming in the chat. So what do you think about this? He's just saying, o que você acha da opinião do Chris Cryptos sobre altos desacoplando do Bitcoin? Basic question, man. Basic question.
I think I need a translator on this one first.
Okay, so all coins basically now following the same pattern as they did before in comparison to Bitcoin, how they're, I don't want to call it, it's not a deep pegging. I don't even know how to translate that one, but really the discrepancy between the two.
Okay, so I want to say that initially I kind of felt the same just recently, right? But if you look at charts and even tweets. And I think somebody in a group that we're in posted it. It was right around this time, January to February, where people were saying last cycle, like, alts are never going to make it. The world's kind of over for alts. Like, you know what I mean? And we still had an altcoin cycle. Now, some of those alts ran really, really high, higher than they probably ever should in such a short amount of time. When you look and you pull back, I mean, you're talking 30-day period, maybe some up to a 90-day period.
Yeah.
But if you're looking and on those indicators, just cycle indicators, then we should get to it. I think the cycle personally is changed because of big money, ETFs, Bitcoin, a lot of focus on that. I do think there's going to be, big players like Solana and even XRP and all these that are really going to lead the charge. But we're still going to see lots of great projects pump up. Now, will they hit some of these that have been around last cycle to those all-time highs? I don't know. I mean, we've a lot more projects to choose from, a lot more tokens. People are putting money into meme coin casino. But it's going to come. I think we're going to still see it.
Oh, I got somebody asking what language that was. That was just Portuguese, guys. I can handle probably like 7 languages if y'all are typing, so I'll do the translation as often as I possibly can. All right, so Scott, you did have a few things that you wanted to share yourself, right? That you had you were looking at.
Well, a couple was one was a token, obviously, that I love, that is meme coin that went RWA. Sort of fits kind of a little bit of the conversation. Then the rest was just sort of general news and whatnot. But I do see a couple questions here that are coming in, and I wanted to put this up because, hold on. Oh, I can't. I think you have.
You can't. Which one?
Justin had a question about ETH and meme coins, and it's more of the ETH Foundation failed to work on the chain. Here we go. So in Justin's opinion, ETH has nothing to do with meme coins, and the foundation has failed to work on the chains. And so people will choose to go where they find things that are easier. I think that fees and some of this stuff has deterred people a bit this cycle. Solana is very easy, Phantom Wallet, moving around. I think that ETH Foundation, and didn't they aim more at putting some focus on like their L2s and helping them? And realistically, I think they should have focused more on fixing fees and the other things, and not have gone that route, like at the core of the issue of what everyone's seeing. So, I think I think Justin is right. It's not just with meme coins. There's lots of other factors there, but it just makes it easier where you could just take your money and bring it to other chains instead. There's lots of activity elsewhere.
There is. No, I completely agree. Now, something you mentioned early on was in regards to what's happening with Trump in Mexico, right? I think that has a bigger impact on what's happening globally, especially answering this question from Dennis here. If the stock market is going to follow the dump, it's more to do with news than what's happening in crypto world, right? It's a matter of following what's happening outside, not necessarily looking at what's happening in here. And to be fair, that news was a little bit helpful, let me make sure I can do this one. Yeah, right there. So Trump president, we're doing this live, guys, by the way. So trying to make it as look as good as possible.
This is our stream/pilot, right? Is that what it was?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, you get to watch bears. But yeah, so Trump and Mexico presidents say tariffs will be delayed 1 month after talks. So Canada doubled down and basically said, "Nah, we're doing this right now." But Mexico is like leaning a little bit more towards the let's not poke the bear. The bear, because there was a bear on screen. Okay, anyway, they don't want the trouble. Honestly, like who would, right? Like who wants to fight with the U.S. and it doesn't matter if it's a win or a loss. Like the fight is not beneficial for anybody. So knowing that there is a chance for us to avoid conflict, that's a good thing. In Canada, you're having companies actually saying that they're going to bring stuff down. Like a lot of companies are bringing their businesses down to the U.S. because they're like, yeah, we're not going to deal with this. It just doesn't make sense. So it's pretty kind of exciting to see how different some people react to this, because, and this is why I actually like them doing different things. We can see a side-by-side comparison of how things are going to play out. How it's going to play out for Canada, how it's going to play out for Mexico, because they're both taking different approaches, right? Like, yeah, Mexico was not happy about things at first, but like, they were like, hold your horses. Shout out Big Red. We want to know what we can do to actually make this better. That to me is the exciting part of it, because we actually get to compare and contrast the two of them. So we'll see what happens. We got a little bit of time.
We saw the
things kind of go
candle.
into
I mean,
effect.
on the chart. I mean, you
Oh
see
yeah,
the news, and then we're back up at just under. We're floating around 99K for Bitcoin. I haven't seen our alts catch up just yet, but just hang on tight. And
Blue's got a
should
question
come
for
back up.
you.
Where do we ask questions? Wherever you want, Blue.
Here on the chat, we actually see the chat.
Yeah, you could do it in X. I think it's streamed in a few different locations. But Genzio, thank you, Genzio, main channel there, and they are hosting this stream. And a couple things that I got asked that, to be honest, I don't even know. Kind of to go back to what we're doing, because this is I guess quote unquote pilot, but they're like, "Are you guys doing this every Monday? Is this going to be a couple times a week?"
Okay, so let's say
I don't think
we're
we
not
figured
doing
all
it
this
every
out.
Monday. We're not doing it unless
Not
y'all
every
like
Monday?
this one. It's dependent on the number of chats that come in, the likes and the shares. But let's just no pressure, but make sure everybody gets to hear about this.
Yeah, no, definitely hit subscribe, share it out, let everyone know. And like I said, we're here to answer questions, talk about things that you want to talk about. We see some stuff coming in. We're going to get to a couple of those in the chat. But yeah, as far as I like this, usually when I've streamed, it's been a lot later in the day. But around this time, everyone's getting their GMs on still, from West Coast to East Coast. And, we're here to get the day going. And
so wait, so calling this thing GM live, why?
Oh no, you had sent me a message and it said GM live, and I was like, yo, that's cool. Like,
oh yeah, okay, two reasons. First, that we have the GM podcast for Genzio.
okay, there we go.
And then I was like, why wouldn't we piggyback on something that everybody says on X every single day? So kind of take a little bit of those statistics and go, let's flip this upside down and take advantage of what people are actually doing, which is saying GM. So GM.
Yes, GM.
Now,
so
I love that. Then I gotta give shout outs, right? This is the thing. Like the reason why I love being live is because we have people like Dennis, who actually is part of Genzio, and he is always on top of things. If y'all want to make money, y'all should follow Dennis, because he's gotten some amazing plays. But Coinbase UK regulatory approval. Heard about this one?
Yes, that is happening, and that's huge. UK has had some tough regulations that we've seen lately, and the UE or EU, excuse me, in general. So yeah, for Coinbase, that's a big move. You'll have probably the Coinbase effect on several projects just because of that. I think a lot of people will start using Coinbase in the UK, and I know that we have a lot of friends from there that are in a couple of our chats, and I can't wait to see their reaction. And how it is now. I know, there's the other side of the coin that sometimes Coinbase gets busy and people have problems. But look, overall, in the grand scheme of things, if you're using it correctly, and you shouldn't have any problems.
The same way that Binance was not limiting any withdrawals from stables last night.
Oh man, it was beyond stables. There was I saw a couple screenshots of 6 or 7 different chains that were temporarily paused, or whatever terminology they used. But I don't know. But
what
yeah,
does that mean? They don't have the liquidity. They're lying about it. Like, what does that mean to you?
They'd want you to think that things are so busy on chain and with them that they just can't keep up. But it could be liquidity. okay, if we're going to travel this road real quick, there's even a smaller exchange that I saw people posting that they said the CEO was hacked. The CEO of the exchange was hacked, Telegram group, a few other things. Don't worry, the wallets are in lockdown. They detached the databases so they couldn't get into the account. Like these things are crazy.
Yeah,
So
people make stuff up all the time. So
yeah,
I'm a little bit happier with the way things are going to go this cycle versus last cycle because the rugs were just real last time around. Not only was there not any regulations around, but FTX was just lying through his teeth to everybody, right? Like, oh, by the way, I just got a little over $4,000 back from BlockFi. So like
really.
payouts have gone out. Yeah, my check came in. I'm not supposed to get a little bit more. Like, it's not all the money I had in there, but like people are
Look,
getting money back.
in my opinion, anyone who bought Solana under $40 should really be thanking him,
Oh yeah,
because
oh sure.
Solana would have never been under $10 if it wasn't for all of that. It probably would have just probably hit a low of the cycle of like 30 or $40. So
Yeah,
people got in crazy. They're 20x up, you know? I mean,
that's a pretty good day, huh? Pretty good day.
yeah. So, but you never know. Like we were saying about what's going on, liquidity and things, I do think that there's more to meets the eye with that other exchange. And maybe somebody had even said, hey, there's a possibility that they're using users' funds to trade, and market takes a huge swing like this, they lose money, and you know. But that's just hearsay. It's just some posts going around. That's not like factual news of what's going on. That's why I'm not even mentioning the exchange. You can go out there on X and dig in and try to find out. But I just found that a little bit interesting. So you just got to be careful.
All right, one thing I want to put on screen so you can talk about what you want to talk about. This picture I took last year when I was over at the Killer Whales shoot. They start in a week, so season 2 is going to go live in a week. And this was fun and all. Everybody's like, oh, let me stand around with the popular people, and I'm over here on the right guy. I don't know if y'all know Sander, but Sander's the man, dude. Like, have you had a chance to meet Sander, Scott?
Yeah, I met him when I was in Paris at Paris Blockchain Week. We talked for a little bit. I almost ended up out there with you at this. I know you were trying to, or you messaged me to come out, and it just didn't line up. But no, sounded like an amazing time. And then
It was fun.
Look at the T-shirt you got on there.
That's what I want to get to. That's what I want to get to. All right, tell us what's up with that shirt.
Big Red. So Big Red is one of those tokens that started as a meme token, but it's actually an RWA play now in a really unique way for horse racing. For yeah. Oh wait,
You're on screen, by the way.
Okay, here we go. So I don't know why it's now not stretched out all the way or whatnot. So a couple things with Big Red that I like is, like I said, they're into horse racing. They have 5 horses in their stable. It's crazy, right? All the NFTs are purchased for this, but part of the winnings go to buybacks and burns. And then the huge announcement today is they're partnered up with another meme coin here. And all they want to do, this, I guess, the sister of Doge, this is Nero. And really all they want to do, from what I've heard, is get a horse, be involved, and then donate some of their winnings, a small percentage of the winnings, to different charities. I think that's amazing on that part. It also adds another horse to the stable. It'll also produce a great partnership with a huge, huge community. Yep, right here. See, look, they're partnered up. And I bought in, full disclosure, launch about a year ago. I got in. I think you were actually in as well. You hold some Big Red, right, Action?
Me? I mean, I probably, because once I bought it, I put that wallet away, so it's somewhere. I was dropping 100 SOL at a time on Big Red, dude. Not SOL,
No.
sorry, AVAX, 100 AVAX at a time.
So that's another thing. Look, AVAX right now, with the way the market is under $30. It's a steal. It's been floating between that and like 50 or 60 a couple times this year. I really see that Big Red is one of the, God, I hate saying meme token. They're one of the tokens, because now they're with the RWI. They're just one of those tokens that when things start flying, I could see everybody going this. They're attracting other projects to partner up, not even in a way that says like, hey, we want in to make a bunch of money. It's more like they think the idea is cool. They want to put some money towards charity and then, back into the stable. So now I think that's going to be going on 6 horses. I know my screen's
What I was
not
gonna
shared,
say,
but
Scott, like it's really hard to see your screen. Make sure like hit control then the plus button so you can zoom in a little bit.
I thought we had it all set before, but I
It's
guess
okay.
not.
So
I can zoom in more.
while you do that, I'm gonna big request for Big Red. I would love to be part of the next ad campaign for Big Red, but I want to do something like this. I don't know if you remember. This is one of my favorite commercials. I'm on a horse. That would be pretty sick. That would be pretty amazing if y'all were able to put that together. Let me get you back on screen now. There you
All
go.
right, well then I'll just finish up with a little bit more for anyone who's interested. So bullish on the partnership. They just got a new horse, Beantown Babe. They're going to have a space later, 2:30 Central in just 2-3 hours from now. So if you're interested in what they have going on, I would definitely go check out the space. And then I was trying to find it. I mean, there's just so much good info coming out. I believe there is a race on the 4th, right? Someone might have to drop this in the chat. But
yeah, I was gonna say, like, we can always.
Oh no, is this race details? The 5th, and this is at Yonkers. 20,000 claim, 13,000 purse, but definitely worth checking them out on Twitter. And look, if we do more of these streams, and I think we will, you'll probably hear a bit more, and I'll keep you updated. But this is a project I know a lot of friends of ours are involved in, and not financial advice, but for the cost of the NFT that I got, when I go up to the Northeast, I will definitely be going to a couple races, having some fun, going down, seeing the horse, meeting the driver, meeting the stable manager, going to the actual farm. And I won't even BS. I even asked if there's some possible way that I could work with the trainer to maybe even be a driver on an amateur race at some point. So you never know.
What?
We might be streaming here one morning or one evening randomly, and you might be like, hey, Scott or Dabatola can't join me right now because hold on a second. He's
let's connect to him. Oh, okay, we got a GoPro on his head. Let's take a look at what it looks like from the driver's view.
That would be insane with the wireless transmitter and all that.
I just got one, dude. I just got one.
Oh, I know. We've been talking. There's some. See, that's the thing people don't realize. Is so look, just to go back, the reason why I said earlier that I'm really surprised we haven't done this sooner is Action and I have known each other for a few years. Action is like my day one in the space. He's one of the most genuine people that I know, that I could trust, he's selfless, puts other people in front of him. In front of his needs. He wants people to be educated and know everything. And just getting to align with him at different events and just develop a friendship. This is something that should have definitely happened a lot sooner. So I think we're going to, there's a lot of things going on behind the scenes that we've been talking about, and whether it's at a race or maybe some other things, we're gonna have some use for some live streaming on the go and making some moves. And
that was a that was a very interesting way to say that we're open to sponsorships and having people reach out to us. Appreciate that.
Well, I do have to thank Genzio. Like we pulled some comments up from Dennis, and first time I met him was just like a week and a half or so ago at DePIN Day. Man, super solid guy. Everyone from the team, super solid, hardworking, making sure the event was getting done. Action just in full control, hosting DePIN Day. If you guys didn't see it, you could go to Genzio's X account or YouTube and play back. There's a bunch of projects on there, but you killed it. And that whole team, Evan, everybody, Dane, I mean, these guys were working really hard and making stuff happen. So it was really cool to be a part and hang out.
We're almost 60,000 views on that, by the way, which is kind of insane to even think about.
Yeah.
So, so we're at what, 50? And I hate how it defaults to this view, not this one.
Well, once you add me here as like a team member to control some of this stuff, then I'll be able to sort that out for you and your StreamYard difficulties.
Appreciate it. Yeah, but we got what, 6 hours and 44 minutes. on the stream. Like there is a lot of stuff that takes place, and look how amazing the studio was. Like I was just, it blows me away
Yeah.
every single time.
That does not even give it justice. When
doesn't.
you go in there and you see it, it's mind blowing. And
Like, look at this.
look, the thing that I love about this is, look, we go to a lot of conferences, and don't get me wrong, the big conferences are fun. There's lots of side events. You get to meet a lot of people, but an event like this, that's really catered and intimate, like a couple hundred people live. Yes, there was tens of thousands, close to 60,000 or more that have watched. But when you're part of an intimate group like that, and in between the sessions and the panels, meeting and talking with everyone, and everyone being open, like it was great. And look, I've met a lot of people, but I heard a couple sessions myself there that when a few of the speakers came off stage, I was like, hey, what you were talking about this, there's one in particular about RWA, staying out of jail and the legality of making sure when you set up your projects that I immediately had to go over and talk about more, because this is something that I'm very, very interested in. So, I mean, it was just full of great things. So.
Oh, look at this. This actually, this is a perfect question. So, what are the best events to go to in 2025? Talking about events here.
What? Oh, okay. I saw Paris. Like, is that Paris?
No. Quais são os melhores eventos para ir em 2025? Sorry, I'm just doing automatic translation here.
Best events for 2025?
Yep.
All right. Well, let's just start with the first one that's coming up. ETH Denver.
Yeah.
In like 3 weeks. I mean, look, there's multiple reasons. I mean, great conference, tons of amazing speakers, lots of great side events. There's a karate combat fight. There's HederaCon. I think that's what they're calling it, right?
Yeah.
So you're going to have a whole conference focused on Hedera, and people who might have been sleeping on Hedera, just like 6 weeks ago, you probably picked it up 5 or 6 cents. It shot up to like 30 plus. It's sitting at 25 cents. It's one of those that are in that sector of companies based out of the States that we really think will do well under the Trump administration. So, and not to mention with ETH Denver, another thing is that, Genzio team is going to be in full effect there. I heard that they just have it on lock. Like every bit of information in alpha, if you are not there, if you're tuned in to ETH Denver's account or Genzio, you're probably going to be feeling like you're in the mix. Is that accurate?
It is accurate. And you can see, like, I can click edit profile. So the reason I can click edit profile on their accounts because I run their spaces. So if you guys see an ETH Denver space out there, I'm the one hosting those. Dude, and it's just fun. Like, it's just an exciting time. Like, now we're getting to talk to all the speakers and the people that are actually going to be there. Was it last week or the week before? I even got talked, like Taco was on. He's going to be there, one of our good buddies. It's going to be a really, really fun time. But I got a question for the audience if you guys are listening in. The year of the regenerates, like they're doing something pretty fun where they're actually doing superheroes as a theme. If you had to pick a superhero persona for Scott, what would it be?
For me, a superhero persona.
All right, so GM live from ETH Denver, that's a yes, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure at ETH Denver, it's going on all week. I don't think any of us are going to be
like
there
2
for
weeks
just,
long.
I don't think we're just going to be there for a day or two. So, no, I hope so. I think, look, I think that this stream is just the beginning. It's kind of where we're talking, we're going over the market, we're BSing about a few projects and things that we like, events, answering some questions. I think we'll really, we're going to really be able to bring in some cool guests, some good projects, and be able to keep everybody up to date with what's going on, and especially with going to the events. So we're gonna have to definitely do stuff there.
I love how Dennis says he heard Action might be. I have a live all of ETH Denver. They want to see how long I can go before I basically pass out and die. So it was 8 hours at DePIN Day. So we're gonna go for 12. That was a blast. That was kind of a long ride, and I did interviews after deep in day. So I think we can handle 12 hours a day. That's gonna be all right. Keep the stream going. Be almost make it like a Truman Show.
Be a marathon. You have to like tag out so you can take a nap, and then keep it going. Try to bring some of the hype from the evening as well.
You have
There's
to.
gonna be a lot going
You
on. There's gonna be a
absolutely
lot
have
going
to.
on out there.
All right. What do you got going on for this week?
Me?
Yeah, you.
Oh,
Anything
well,
fun you want to share?
well, be honest. The way the market is, going to evaluate some things in my portfolio. Might go in the trenches and be a little bit degen. But to be honest with you, I'm on the side working a little bit on a possible RWA project that I might want to launch. And really, I'm putting a good amount of my time now towards hopefully doing more streams like this with you, working on some projects, possibly with Genzio and some other contracts. And I think that there's lots of great things that are starting to happen this week. And this is just the beginning. Having
Yeah.
some fun here on stream.
No, it's a blast getting to hang out with you and letting people kind of see how we talk to each other, minus all the insults because that only happens privately. This week for me, I got 3 spaces I want to make sure people are aware of. First one, you should hit this share tab real quick. We're gonna go that right there. So we got tomorrow at 9 a.m. Pacific, revolutionizing AI, because there's some fun stuff happening there, which directly impacts the price of not only crypto but stocks as well. Man, we saw Nvidia take a little nosedive. We can talk about that in a second here, but another one is going to be on the 5th at 10 a.m. We got the convergence of real life and digital RWAs in a blockchain economy. Super hot topic. I actually have a lot of DMs right now asking if I can host some RWA spaces and conversations. So there's some big people in the space wanted to talk. Kev included. Prop base shout out. And last one here, set of ways of ways tech shape society. Because let's be serious, it really does. I mean, that's what we're doing right now. If we didn't have the tech that we do, we wouldn't be able to have these streams and talk to you and connect with you guys from so far away. Scott, how's your phone order going from Solana?
It is hopefully going to be delivered, I don't know, by second quarter this year. Look,
is that when the airdrops come too?
Hope that they're just already on that phone instantly when I get it. I mean, I think a majority of the people ended up ordering the phone because of what happened on the first one, and they were kind of questioning, like, I have an iPhone. Why am I going to get this? But it ended up being very, very profitable. I twofold. Yes, because airdrops, and I think that I'll at least get the money back for what I paid for the phone for ordering it early. I think it was like $500 or something, and I got it right after Breakpoint in Singapore. And I will say that was one of the better conferences, or probably the best conference that I've been to in the last few years. And super bullish on Solana after that, just seeing everything that's going on. So came back, ordered the phone. We'll see what happens. I'll keep everyone posted when I do get it on the airdrops. It'll probably just become, another burner phone.
Another burner phone? I literally just got another one a couple of days ago for spaces because
you have 3 phones.
Can't have space. I have 3 phones, yes, and I do have lines for all of them as well. Because you just need the backup connectivity.
I'm working on 2 phones right now. That Solana phone will be a third, but no, it's awesome that you're always doing spaces. Amazing host of them. I've jumped into a bunch recently. Was a guest on one of them not too long ago. So everybody should make sure that you're following Action in Genzio and you set your reminders for those spaces this week and show up. AI, DeepSeek, huge topic. I mean, There's so many different directions that conversation could go. So I'm really curious about people's thoughts on it. Some people ignore the obvious. Maybe they look at the cheap factor, and there's possibly a privacy issue. So I'm sure that some of these things will get touched upon, and I can't wait to just hear where you take
What's
it.
your thoughts on it? Let me get your takes on it real quick.
While I like AI and I use some of it, I haven't touched that. I haven't touched DeepSeek. My opinion, I don't know what to believe or whatnot. I have heard, though, that the amount of graphic cards that they have backing that up is an absurd amount. And, they're not necessarily supposed to have that many, like 50,000 plus and all this other stuff. So I think the facade of it being really amazing with not much, like a couple people just developing, I think there's a little more to it, but I don't know. Like I said, I'm not using it yet. I don't have the actual need. So I'm stick to
Okay, so
ChatGPT
I'm the
and
big
stuff.
old nerd that like tries everything, right?
You
So
virtual
DeepSeek-
desktop and stuff
what with
or anything? Or
oh no, I
burner
just download.
computer?
I download I download the models and I run it on a standalone machine that's not connected to anything else.
Okay, that was my
Um,
point. It's like basically if you're gonna, I haven't took like my burner computer or my other one to test it in
I
that
have
regard.
a few. I have a few. I've
Yeah.
been losing them because I keep setting up more nodes. So like I think I have 2 little desktops left.
But that proves a point. See, you're looking at this with hesitation too, that you're like, you know what? This isn't on my computer. Like this is going on a different computer or whatever.
Bro, are you not in crypto? Trust but verify? I'm
Yeah,
sorry,
but
don't trust, right?
but the thing is this is out to the masses as far as just being able to be used beyond crypto.
Yeah, I mean, the data was getting leaked too, dude. Like they didn't have any safeguards around it. Like
Yeah,
people's
so
private data they were sharing was being leaked. That's bad. That's terrible.
oh yeah, when I heard that, then it was an immediate. I'm not going to mess with this at all. And I have I have 3 mini PCs that I could use that aren't connected to anything. So I was like, hey, I'll wait. But
I don't know.
no, you
you just let
you're
me do it
using
instead. Is that what you're telling me?
No, you're set up on a separate machine, and while it might be good, you don't trust it to be part of your everyday use case yet. And
Yeah, I mean, of
I think
course not.
time will tell.
Well, but that's the case with any of them. I don't care if it's Grok, if it's OpenAI. I'm not going to share my personal data with anybody. Why should I?
No, but what I'm saying is, at least with Grok, for example, you have X logged into your computer in your browser, and you just go to Grok, and you're not giving it personal information, but you're maybe getting some information from it. DeepSeek, you don't even have installed on that computer or use it on it. You have it on a separate standalone machine that you're testing it on, right?
Right.
Yeah. So that's the difference in your trust level. And I think that
No,
for
but
us in crypto, we see that.
I've used the the DeepSeek one online. There's no problem with that, but I just would not do any kind of quote
Personal
unquote sensitive information. Yeah, not even sensitive. You're right. Personal, any kind of personal information. Just I don't want that out there. It's just not what I think it's not the right way of going about doing this.
Yeah, you don't want it to also like scrub your socials too deeply as well, and then put that out there, because that would essentially, it would put out profile information that might not be public to everyone too.
Yeah,
So,
and
it's an interesting thing. So you're gonna have a crazy space, because it could go so many different ways, and it's almost like a space that's probably I could see happening several times, because in an hour you probably could only scratch the surface.
Yeah. Now I got to ask you a question here. Can you tell me which one is OpenAI and which one is DeepSeek? So OpenAI or DeepSeek? I love your face. Like, what are you doing here? What are you doing to me?
Like, what are you doing to me? On the first image, in all seriousness, the first thing that I looked at was the text on the words on the back.
Yep.
To see if anything is messed up. That's all. That's like
they're both real pictures. I was just wondering which one would you attribute to which.
I would have actually, to be honest with you, probably said that first one. If it was not real, it was said DeepSeek, just because I've seen how much text has been botched in every other AI. So I would have given them
no,
a
it's
go, even though
bad.
I haven't
Now,
used
I
it.
will
Huh?
say, if anybody, here's a little tip: if anybody's using Grok for images, if you put text in quotes and you say show text and you actually explicit about it, like it's the best one so far as far as creating any kind of images with text. So, shout out to XAI for making that happen because it's really made a big impact on how I do this stuff.
Well,
Wait. John's now going to town. What's going on here? Have you heard about this?
periodically I hear about an account, or you see a post on Reddit or something
Oh,
about
some
it.
scammer
But
talked about it here.
let's see. Um, what do you,
Zach XBT covered it.
let's see. Oh, yeah, there's a long thread here, I guess. Over the past few months, imagine you see many Coinbase users complain on X that their accounts suddenly be restricted. This is the result of aggressive risk models and Coinbase's failure to stop its users from losing 300 plus million per year to social engineering scams. I strongly urge the Coinbase leadership team to consider making phone numbers optional for advanced users with auth apps and security keys added. Add a beginner elderly user account type that doesn't allow withdrawals. I mean, there's a series of steps here. So they're essentially blaming this on aggressive risk model. Let's see. Oh, well, you can't even read that whole text support line that was posted. But I guess there's a pretty long thread here on this. So I hear more about accounts having issues on Coinbase than I do on Gemini or Kraken. How do you feel about this action?
I got 2 words, just 2 words.
Oh, well.
I've never had any issues with my self-custody accounts.
Okay, but here's the thing. Yes, we know about self-custody. But if you need to sell your crypto, just average person, there's only so many off-ramp solutions, right?
Right.
So if Coinbase is one of those for you, and you're moving your crypto over there, and you move, I don't know, 5,000, 10,000, 1,000 over there, and then for some reason you actually want to withdraw, the seller withdraw, and they, lock your account down. I think that's sort of what the issue I think people might fear as you get into the bull run. You start making money, you want to sell. They have this aggressive model that everyone's trying to sell. You've never sold before on your account. Next thing you know, maybe they lock it down a bit. I don't know. I'm sure we'll see various things. There's probably more to meet the story on a lot of these accounts. It's not zooming in. There we go. I still need to get one of those cards. I think
make sure you use my referral
go.
code. It's ultimo.action.ceo.
You got to put it in
You get some money back.
Put it in the description or link it in there. I definitely need to sign up because we're at that point where I'm going to be, getting to a point to take profits and actually off ramp and use that. And if I can use it through a card or get some cash out through the ATM and avoid some of these bigger exchanges, I will.
Yeah, it's just made my life so much easier to be able to actually like off ramp, on chain crypto, right? Like not on some random exchange. It's just really been helpful. Fees are ridiculously low. Like it's $150 a year, and it's 0 fees if you are able to wait 72 hours, or you can get it within 24 if you pay 1% fee, which is crazy to think about. It's just worth it. It's just worth it, and it works. Every single time. Yeah, especially if you go to those ATMs at casinos that have a really high withdrawal limit. You can swipe this thing for. I've swiped it for over 10K, and it works great.
See, that's amazing. I'm just wondering. I'm in a state where, most of the exchanges are now just trying to get some regulation that they could operate here. You only got a few in Texas, for example. So I'm wondering. I don't have a casino. If I have the card, I'm just curious how it's going to end up working at some of the regular ATMs around here.
Oh, it just works. No, it works. I use it on regular ATMs as well. There's no question about that one.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, as far as limits, like, are they going to hit me at like, oh, you can only do 1,000 or 5,000? I'm wondering because sometimes regular ATM machines or bank cards have those daily limits. So I'm wondering if, you know, maybe it doesn't treat you as a member. It wouldn't treat you as a member of that bank. So maybe as long as the cash is there, then it's good to go. I don't know.
As long
I
as the
guess
cat, yeah, I mean, that's
there's
basically
only be
so.
one way to find out is get the
You know,
card.
ATMs have different limits, right, based on the banks or whatever. Like I know for a fact that Chase here in my area allows up to $1,000 per day, right? So if I ever need up to $1,000, that's an easy one. It costs me $3.75.
Mhm.
Like that's the fee that I pay, and I can
But
just
if you need
get
10
cashed out.
grand, if you need 10 grand from that card, you could
Go
go
to the
get a
casino.
grand from Chase. You can go to the casino. I wonder if you could hop to different banks.
You can. Oh, absolutely. Because the card doesn't care.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're not interconnected. So it's good. It's definitely a good way of going about doing things.
See some comments here that there's casinos in Jersey. You can even put your own ATM in your RWA project.
Scott, this is it. This is it.
Well, the project that I'm looking into doing will need definitely more than one ATM in the facility. That's for sure. But that that's something to look into. I'm gonna have to
No,
ask.
it's definitely worth it. I mean, I
I'm
think
gonna
that
have
would
to
be
ask
part of the
the
business plan.
attorneys. Yeah, we have a legal team, that firm that about to bring on for it, and I think that's what really hit home at DePIN Day was like, look, I could rush and get a few of these things in order and just like put it out there, but no, I need to make sure that everything legally in order, tax wise, percentage wise, all the stuff that nobody really wants to think about or do is in place, and then we'll have some fun.
Agreed.
You know,
Agreed.
so I think I'm
Yeah.
going to
So
look into that though.
you want to do it the right way. That's definitely it. Just realized we're actually past the top of the hour here. What is
Wow.
it that you want to ensure that people hear about, people know about for this week?
For this week, well, don't get scared with the volatility of the market. I mean, this is crypto. Um, I believe things each day we're going to get a little bit better. I think there's some news this week that we'll have to pay attention to. Definitely lock in and make sure you're following Genzio and Action and sub into all the channels. He's got a bunch of spaces this week, so definitely set those reminders. Huge shout out to Dennis, Zach, Action, the whole team over at Genzio for letting us stream and do this. I hope everyone enjoyed, and yeah, feel free to comment, hit up some messages, Telegram, wherever, X, of different topics or things you might like us to talk about, and hopefully we'll be back live with you again very, very soon.
Oh yeah, very very soon for sure. Like, we got a lot of people tuned in, especially when you started talking about Big Red. The stream kind of blew up a little bit there, Scott. It's like everybody came
Yeah.
out. Maybe I told the whale group for Big Red that you were talking about Big Red, so that might have
Oh.
been it. Uh, so they know you're a big supporter. But yeah, I mean, you're dead on. Shout out to what's going on at Genzio, and Genzio does a lot. If you guys like, this is the big sell, I guess you can say. Social media management, all of that stuff, ads, you name it. Like, we actually have a ton of people working in all sorts of areas. So any projects out there that are actually looking for support, looking to be found, because this is the thing I hate the most in the space is people that have really good ideas, really good things that they're building, yet they don't have anybody, actually reaching out to them. They don't have anybody that they can rely on to be found. Well, Genzio does that. Genzio ensures that people that deserve it are actually getting found. People that want to make a difference and a change in the space get the spotlight, right? Like, you're going to see a lot of the Genzio, not only the team, but the projects that Genzio works with over at East Denver. So I would say that another big thing that people forget is the people you work with have different connections, and those people make a big difference. So ensure that you're aligning yourself up with people that work with other incredible people. That really does go a long way, which is why I wanted to work with you, Scott.
Man, like I said, this is way overdue as far as us doing something together, and I definitely look forward to doing lots of work with you. And I'm looking forward to ETH Denver, and
Yeah, it's gonna be a blast, dude. ETH Denver is gonna be
it's gonna be so much stuff going on.
like the Genzio would say, it's gonna be a vibe.
It's gonna be a vibe,
It's gonna be a
and
vibe.
yeah, no, but I mean, look, like you were saying, the whole team over there just killing it. So spaces, events, I mean, social media management, I mean, hosted DePIN Day, like just, I mean, it goes on. They got a great list of clients and awesome projects. And you know what's crazy? It's like more than half of those projects I've been supporting for such a long time. So it's great to see where it's like you meet people, quality people that align with a lot of what you align with. So
Yeah.
you know, it's about everybody trying to win, make it, have a good time doing it. And there's no shortage of, you know, people really, really working hard. And I think if you put in the time, you show up, you grind, you'll be rewarded for that, and you'll have a good time with good people.
Every time, every time, every time, every time. All right. Well, hopefully y'all are gonna actually comment and share this thing out after the stream's over, so that I can get some resources to get us a nice banger intro, outro, some fun graphics to be thrown around during these streams, because I think yeah, it's got legs. It's got legs. I might not always have the right thing to say, but I'm definitely gonna bring people on that do, like Scott.
Yeah, we'll see you bring some awesome people on, and I'm sure there'll be some great projects. So like you said, comment, hit the thumbs
Aaron
up.
is supposed to be
share.
watching. Aaron told me yesterday that he was going to be watching too. So like, I'm gonna hold him to it. I'm like, yo, Aaron, what happened?
If you didn't
That
watch, you'll have
graphic
to rewatch.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
graphic that I shared with you guys from Altcoin Daily. I told him, I was like, dude, I'm gonna share this graphic. This is a great visual of like what's actually going on, how people need to pay attention to what's happening. And I was like, I'm gonna use it. And he goes, well, I'm gonna watch it. So Aaron, are you here? Final call. If I don't see a message from Altcoin Daily, I'm about to give you a call and be like, yo, what happened? Where were you? Holding people accountable. That's what we do in crypto. No, but in all seriousness, it's awesome having not only people that we know, but like friends in the space that not only are winning, but are really helping others to win as well. Like I say this a lot, but it's all about the people to me. That's what matters most. It's, ensuring that you're aligning yourself up with good people. And those good people just happen to have incredible companies. That's just the way it goes. Like if you ask any VC, they are not asking, okay, what are you building? Their question is going to be, who is building it, right? There's a reason for that. There's a reason why VCs make a boatload of money, is because they're focusing on the right thing. And if you focus on the right thing, if you focus on people, well, everything else just kind of aligns. But yeah, that's it. Super excited to be hosting with y'all, and see you in a week's time. What do you say, Scott?
Yeah, definitely. I'm down for a week. I'm down earlier. Whatever you want to do. Comment and let us know what you want to see. That's probably the best thing. But
Yeah,
otherwise,
I think that
a week is fine. But
that's it. It's got to be like that. It's got to be, if y'all leave comments on this stream, on this post, in regards to what you want to hear about next week, we can cover anything, even specific items, specific areas of crypto technology, because we want to make sure that y'all are getting the information that y'all are seeking. And we have a big old team that can support us to be able to do research and a lot of other stuff. And hey, we just want to provide those resources to you guys. So thank you for joining in. It's been a vibe, right? It's a vibe. We said it's a vibe. And we're going to see you in a week's time. Take care, everybody. It's been great. Peace.